This is worse than a world war, something we could never have imagined. And if it really happens, you won't be ready for it. Yes, this would be the collapse of the world itself. Let's break it down logically. What would happen if all the electricity on Earth went out for 7 days? Let's start from the first hour of blackout. It happens in a split second. The lights go out everywhere. Skyscrapers that used to glow at night turn into dark shapes against the sky. Neon signs fade mid-flicker, and that steady background hum of the city just disappears. Suddenly, everything stops. Buildings, shops, streetlights, traffic lights, all gone. The city that once buzzed with noise and color now feels frozen, lit only by the moon and the last few headlights fading away. At first, people think it's just a quick blackout. They keep checking their phones, refreshing, waiting for the signal to come back. But within hours, bars drop to zero. Cell towers run out of backup power and go silent. The internet dies. Data centers shut down. And the world that was always online suddenly isn't. Generators kick in at hospitals and emergency centers. For a while, the deep sound of diesel engines gives people hope. But fuel doesn't last forever, and when it's gone, even those last lights fade. Then everything connected to power stops working. Elevators freeze with people trapped inside. Subways stop deep underground. Electric trains sit stuck on empty tracks. Without traffic lights, intersections turn into chaos. Horns, shouting, confusion everywhere. Panic starts to spread. Gas stations are full, but the pumps don't work. Supermarkets stay open for a few hours longer, running on flashlights and hand calculators. Then their power dies too. The shelves go empty, the streets go dark, and the world just stops. When it hits the 24-hour mark, things get even worse. Hospitals run on backup generators, the last islands of light in a world gone dark. But as hours turn into days, that low, steady rumble becomes a warning. Fuel is running out. Doctors work by flashlight, doing everything they can before the power dies for good. Communication begins to fail. A few cell towers stay alive for a while, running on fading batteries, but home Wi-Fi is gone. Routers blink red, modems go silent, and for the first time in decades, people can't reach anyone beyond shouting distance. City water systems start to fail next. Pumps shut down, pressure drops, and faucets run dry. Sinks gurgle, showers sputter, and bottled water suddenly becomes as valuable as gold. Supermarkets try to stay open, but nothing works. Automatic doors freeze in place. Scanners die. Freezers warm up, and within hours, meat and dairy begin to spoil. The air fills with the smell of melting ice and wasted food. Money stops moving. ATMs are dark, and digital payments crash. People dig through drawers for whatever cash they have left, realizing too late that digital wealth means nothing without power. Police try to maintain order. Small thefts begin, people taking what they can before it's gone. But for now, most neighborhoods stay tense and quiet. It isn't chaos yet, just the heavy calm before something much worse. Day 2 even worse. Hospitals are facing a harsh truth. Fuel is almost gone, and the backup generators keeping patients alive are starting to fail. Doctors have to make impossible choices, deciding which machines stay on and which ones they have to shut down. Every decision means someone lives or doesn't. Phones are dying everywhere. People sit inside their cars trying to charge them from weak car batteries, just to stay connected for a few more minutes. The glow of a phone screen becomes one of the few lights left in the dark. Airports are barely hanging on. A few flights still take off under emergency procedures, but one by one, navigation systems fail. Control towers go silent and the sky turns empty. The food system collapses. Refrigerated trucks stop running, warehouses lose power, and fresh food spoils everywhere. Shelves empty faster than anyone ever imagined. Then the waste systems fail, treatment plants overflow, pumps stop working, and dirty water floods the streets. The smell is unbearable and a constant reminder of how quickly everything can fall apart. Lines form for miles. Gas stations, food centers, and water points are crowded with desperate people. They trade cash, batteries, even food. Anything for a few liters of fuel, anything to survive another day. And in the growing silence, rumors take over. With only bits of the internet still working, lies spread faster than truth. No one knows what's real anymore. And in the emptiness left behind, fear becomes the only voice people can still hear. In 72 hours, severe shortages begin. The last backup power finally runs out. One by one, the generators stop. Hospitals, data centers, and emergency shelters go completely dark. With every light that fades, the world feels smaller, quieter, emptier. Food starts to rot everywhere. The air fills with the smell of decay. Supermarkets close their doors, trying to protect what little they have left. But hungry crowds start to gather outside. Some beg, others break in. Bit by bit, order begins to fall apart. Homes stop feeling safe. Without heating or air conditioning, rooms turn freezing cold or unbearably hot. Families stay close under blankets or sit by open windows just trying to make it through the night. Comfort is gone. Survival is all that's left. Hospitals can't cope anymore. Medicines like vaccines and insulin spoil without refrigeration. Doctors do what they can, but it's not enough. Clinics close and patients are sent home with nothing but hope. Quietly, the healthcare system collapses. Transportation comes to a stop. No trucks, no deliveries, no fuel. Highways are empty. Cities go silent. The world that once felt so connected breaks apart into small, isolated towns. Then even security begins to disappear. With no lights, the nights feel endless and dangerous. Looting spreads through the darkness. People block their doors, holding flashlights in fear. Civilization doesn't end all at once. It just fades away, piece by piece, light by light. In the day 4, world's essential services crisis. A clean water crisis begins. With pumps offline and treatment plants shut down, people start collecting water from rivers, wells, and rain. Anything they can find. Water isn't about comfort anymore. It's about survival. Trash starts piling up in the streets. The smell becomes unbearable and insects swarm everywhere. What used to be a simple sanitation problem turns into a growing health disaster. Hospitals can't take any more patients. Power is almost gone. Supplies are empty and every bed is already full. Doctors have to make impossible choices. Who gets help and who doesn't? The healthcare system has finally hit its breaking point. The fuel crisis gets worse. Gas stations stand silent, pumps useless without power. Cars sit abandoned, and people walk or ride bikes to move around. Every drop of fuel is now worth more than gold. Radio makes a comeback. With the internet gone, it becomes the only voice left in the world. Communities gather around old radios, sharing news, trading goods, and trying to stay connected. In a world gone dark and quiet, radio becomes the heartbeat of hope. In the day 5, the world's social and economic breakdown. The food supply chain collapses completely. With no trucks on the road and no cold storage running, small vendors sell whatever they still have, usually at sky-high prices. Fresh food becomes rare, and every meal starts to feel uncertain. With banks offline, money stops moving. People switch to cash, and when that runs out, they start trading whatever they have. Food for batteries, water for medicine. The economy turns personal, built on trust, need, and survival. Small solar systems suddenly become priceless. Portable panels and microgrids keep a few lights on, charging radios, phones, even purifying water. Communities with solar power become local hubs, tiny islands of light in a world gone dark. Schools and offices stay closed. In their place, small community groups begin to form. Neighbors teach kids. Families trade skills. Little by little, new local economies start to grow. Fragile but alive. Then the diseases come. With trash piling up and clean water running low, infections spread fast. Medical help is almost impossible to find, and even small illnesses turn deadly. Every day, the mental strain gets heavier. Fear, hunger, and exhaustion push people to their limits. Tensions rise. Arguments turn into fights. As everyone struggles for the same few things: food, water, and safety. On the sixth day, collapse and adaptation. Public services shut down. Government offices close, factories fall silent, and major industries stop completely. Without electricity, machines sit idle and production comes to a halt. The global supply chain, once fast and unstoppable, slows to almost nothing. Everyday essentials like medicine, tools, and food stop crossing borders. Shelves stay empty and people begin to realize just how connected and fragile the world really was. Communication becomes rare and unreliable. Only a few satellite links and generator-powered systems still work, mostly used by governments, the military, or a handful of news stations. For everyone else, the world grows quiet. People pass messages by word of mouth, weak radio signals, or even handwritten notes. A world that once talked non-stop now feels distant and silent. Some communities manage to hold together. Strong local leaders and cooperation help them adapt, sharing supplies, keeping order, and finding ways to survive. But in places without organization, things fall apart fast. Tension rises, crime spreads, and fear begins to shape everyday life. International travel stops completely. Airports stand empty with rows of grounded planes. Ports are silent, ships anchored with nowhere to go. The skies and seas that once connected the planet are now still. The world has never felt this divided or this quiet. The seventh day, the world has changed and what's left is total chaos. Hospitals do everything they can to save lives. Doctors work nonstop, but supplies are running out fast. As the fuel dries up, the lights start to fade, one by one. Without power for equipment or refrigeration, hospitals begin to shut down. Patients are left to search for help elsewhere or nowhere at all. Food production stops completely. Farms close, factories fall silent, and transport grinds to a halt. With no fertilizer, no fuel, and no refrigeration, nothing moves. Supermarket shelves empty within hours. Soon, hunger becomes one of humanity's biggest fears. The sanitation system collapses. Trash piles up, water turns dirty, and diseases start spreading fast. Without medicine or clean water, even small infections turn deadly. Health workers warn that outbreaks could soon spiral out of control. The global economy falls apart. Without power or communication, the markets go silent. Factories close, shipping stops, and trade between nations freezes. Money means nothing when there's nothing left to buy. Governments and the military step in. They try to restore order, protect what's left, and bring calm to the chaos. In some places, they succeed, keeping food supplies and security barely alive. But in many others, control slips away completely. Communities with their own power survive the best. Towns with solar grids or local energy systems manage to keep a few lights on. These small pockets of power become lifelines, charging radios, purifying water, and keeping hope alive. And when electricity finally returns, the world is no longer the same. Restarting factories and rebuilding networks takes years, not days. The systems that once connected the planet can't just switch back on. The lights may come back, but the world that existed before is gone forever. What would you do to survive in this situation? Are you strong enough to stay alive? Before you answer that question, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video to spread this analysis to your friends. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.